Good evening. Hmm. October 23rd, 23 days sober at thechallenge.org. I'm feeling pretty good. Um, I've been experiencing a lot of changes in my life. Been really wishing I hadn't have accepted this challenge because, like, a lot of stress is kind of making me think, ooh, it would be kind of good to have a sip of whiskey right now, but nope. If you can't keep a promise to yourself, you can't keep a promise to anybody else. And you have to be able to honor commitment, you know? If you make the commitment, you honor it. Anyways, I got my sleepy time tea, and tonight I wanted to share with you, and I've already rehearsed this about 2 dozen times today, a story about my mom. And if anybody out there has a history of or experience with someone who has a mental illness or a mental disorder, let me know in the comments. I'm right here with you. I'm sharing this journey, and I invite you to share your journey with me. Um, Mental illness is not something that you can see, it's not something that you can just get over. It's not something that you can just heal from or take a pill and it goes away, but there are treatments. Um, my mother was diagnosed with bipolar mental illness or manic depressive, whatever, something to that sort. A lot of people kind of confuse that with BPD. I'm not a psychologist, I can't tell you the terminology of all of it, but um, my mom was prescribed lithium, and all of her life that's the only thing that has worked, and to this day she refuses to try anything else because she's scared of what happens when the lithium doesn't work. I have had encounters with her rolling in the ditches in front of the house, screaming. um, I've seen her and my dad fighting while she was having one of her episodes, but he thought she was drunk or having a drug related, whatever, high, drug high, I guess. um, my dad was also diagnosed bipolar. I didn't find that out until years later, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, lithium and alcohol don't mix. Um, My mom has been an alcoholic since she started drinking when she was about 15. That's another thing that you don't just heal from overnight. I'm learning, and healing is not linear. um, the day that this occurrence happened, I was uptown with my son. I can't remember why we were uptown, if we were at a restaurant together with a mom and son date going on, or if we were at the park or whatever we were doing. It was just me and Ben. Ben would say, me and mommy, and me and mama. He'd always say, me and mama. I, uh, I didn't take my phone with me when I was hanging out with my son on our mom and son days, you know. I didn't want to be bothered. He's the most important person in my life. Why would I want to answer the phone? When I got to the car, I had several voice messages from my grandparents, then a few texts from my aunt saying that I needed to get a hold of them right away. I need to meet them at the hospital. Um, wow, you can really see the energy in here. Um, my mom needed a blood transfusion, and I needed to get there and sign for her to have it because she was mentally not sound, not sound state of mind to make any kind of decisions, and her next of kin had to be there to sign the paperwork so that she wouldn't die. I was on the phone with my grandma and she was telling me all this, or maybe it was my grandpa, or back and forth, one of them telling the other one to tell me this. And anyways, um, I got off the phone and I just started driving and I started crying, and we were in the parking lot behind Reggie's by the library, somewhere in that area uptown, and I didn't stop crying the whole drive, um, all the way to Jackson at a place called the Foot Hospital. And my son, I remember him asking me, Mom, why are you crying? And I told him, because, honey, I think your grandma might die. I couldn't sugarcoat it for him. I couldn't think of a way to, you know, a storybook tell it for him. And he says, no, Mom, everything's going to be fine. And I managed to wipe away the tears, I guess. And I know I was still shaking when I got to the desk to ask what room my mom was in. And when I saw my mom, she definitely was in not a good mental state. She was telling me and other people around that the doctors and nurses were performing favors on her, and she was doing that for them too. She just wasn't with it at all. And I remember giving her a hug, and I remember my aunt saying, look, Cindy, that's my mom's name, is Cindy, look at all these people that came to see you. And my mom said, well, that's just because you all thought I was going to die. I don't know. Alcohol and lithium don't mix. But honestly, I'm not sure if alcohol mixes with anything. I'm pretty sure if you put alcohol in a glass of water or a glass of oil or anything like that, it's going to separate. And it's not easy to quit drinking. I understand that. I'm thankful that I was there to sign for my mom to get that transfusion so that she could live. And my mom did live. She's still alive. And she did finally quit drinking. Only because if she didn't, she would die. And it's not easy. But 23 days, I've just got a few more days. I mean, I'm almost done with this challenge. And it's been really eye-opening to see, as I'm telling you these stories, I look at those people in my life that I am so thankful to have around. And I think, what if something happened to me? What about the people that I love? How would they feel? How would they, and I know they're strong and I know they carry on, you know, but just like me in that instant when I was driving to sign for my mother to basically save her life, you know, I don't even know what was going through her head when she thought she would be okay to drink alcohol with lithium. And I don't know what goes through anybody's mind when they decide to drink alcohol. But I hope next time you decide to drink, you think of somebody that you love. And you don't have to quit drinking. You're free to drink all you want. And just think about the people that you love and the people that love you and what your life would be like without them, or how would they live without you. I mean, don't be depressed about it. And if you do decide to drink, don't drive, stay safe, and let me know how you're feeling in the comments. It is way past my bedtime. I love you. Thanks for watching.